Today on our show, Deadpool 2 and a little bit of movie news.
Welcome to the show.
So we'll start with some movie news. Birds of Prey has been announced by Margot Robbie.
Yeah, it sounds interesting. So it's going to be R-rated as well.
R-rated, and it's going to start shooting in January.
What does that actually mean in the UK? Because R-rated doesn't mean
18.
what it means in... Is it? Because I thought Deadpool R-rated, but it's only 15, isn't it? Deadpool.
Maybe... Well, I think things get rated separately here, don't they? And maybe we might cut some out, they might not cut out in America.
I didn't think R-rated meant 18 in America. I thought it meant something like 16 plus or something like that.
Maybe it is then, I'm not sure.
But anyway.
I know in Canada they used to, I don't know if they still have, but they used to have X rating.
Alright.
Which, yeah, so that's going to probably have Batgirl in it, which should be quite interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Possibly the Huntress. I don't know what Birds of Prey. I assume it's the Birds of Prey versus the Gotham City Sirens, which is usually Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, and Catwoman, possibly.
Right.
So
okay.
that'll be interesting. Bit of box office news: Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdoms hit $1 billion. Which I wasn't a massive fan of Jurassic World, and I haven't seen the new one, but the last one did over $1 billion as well, didn't it? So
Yeah. I know my son really wants to go see it as well, Jurassic World. So
big dinosaurs, can't believe. And a little bit of news on this weekend, which will be all by the time you guys hear it, but Ant-Man and the Wasp has come a bit lower in expectations in America, and it's hit 76.5 million, which I think it was projected to be a bit more. I'm not sure how much, maybe 90 or something.
Feels like I just feel after Infinity War they should have left it for a bit like Star Wars with Solo. I think they've just gone too early, and they should have just held back. And
I think they should have come out before Infinity War. It's supposedly set before, I've heard as well, but maybe there's something in it that ties in, and you had to see Infinity War first, So
yeah, I thought, didn't they say it's going to fit into Avengers 4? Now what's Infinity War? Is that 3?
Yes.
I heard there was something in Ant-Man that was going to tie into 4. I read that somewhere.
All right, okay.
So maybe
probably,
that's
it's probably true anyway. And then last bit of news, we've got Deadpool 2 is going to be an uncut screening, which we're going to talk about tonight at Comic-Con, which I'm interested to know what was cut.
Yeah. Didn't seem to be a lot.
In fact, by the time you hear this, that'll probably will have been, because I think Comic-Con is it next weekend or the weekend after?
I'm not sure.
It's coming up anyway, so you might not, you might have done.
We're hopefully going to do a special for that one though.
Yeah, definitely. Probably be mostly DC, because I know Marvel aren't going.
Alright.
So I don't think I don't know if Disney are going at all, to be honest. I don't know if they're going for anything else. In fact, Deadpool 2, the uncut version, has taken Marvel's usual night slot. So that's filled that, so the film's going to fill that slot.
Right.
I reckon there'll be a ton of DC news from it. I think there'll be I think they might want to make a splash, because they've got bridges to build, haven't they, after...
Yeah, of course they have, yeah.
They burnt some bridges and that, so that's... I think that's the end of the news anyway, unless you've got anything to add.
No, nothing, no.
Right then, let's get to Deadpool 2. We're in a bit of a different position to previous weeks, where normally one's seen it months before and the other one hadn't. This one, we both saw it this weekend for the first time.
Yeah, we've both seen it a bit late going to
a bit late at the party, yeah.
Yeah, that's sort of like the last showings of it, so yeah, I've literally just come back from the cinema seeing it, so no time for any prep this week.
We both went with our wives, didn't we? So
yeah, it was.
What
nice
did your wife think of it before I get your
well, to be honest, I don't always ask her straight away. I can usually tell by how she reacts, but she seemed to really enjoy it. She seemed to be laughing a lot.
Very cool.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure she liked it.
Well, my wife, funnily enough, I thought she wasn't enjoying it, and then she turned around and said she thought it was better than the first one. So I was really surprised. I honestly thought, I don't know if she's enjoying this, because she wasn't laughing that much, but she's not really a laugh out loud person.
Yeah.
But occasionally,
laughing on the inside person.
Yeah, laughing on the she says laughing on the inside. But
that's a family joke.
Yeah. She'll probably kill me actually. I'm pretty sure I went to see the first one, which was when it came out Valentine's Day. I'm pretty sure she laughed a lot more out loud.
Yeah, so
she just thought it was funnier. So I was surprised. I was a bit like, oh really?
Yeah.
So
Kelly was definitely laughing.
Cool. So now we've got the wives' reactions up. What did you think of it?
Absolutely loved it. I thought it was brilliant, and I agree with Helen. If that's what she said, I thought it was better than the first one as well.
Right,
yeah,
okay.
I really did. It was sort of at the end of the film. I just thought, right, what do I think? Is this better than the first one? I thought, do you know what I think it is? And that surprised me a little bit, because I generally just find you go see a second one, and it's that whole famous thing in it. It's not quite as good as
it's
the
very
first
rare
one,
you get a Dark Knight, isn't it?
No,
or
a Godfather 2,
yeah.
as I say.
Or an Aliens.
Yeah.
I'm not saying those films are better than the... No, I'm not saying they're better, but I'm just saying to a lot of people, I'm talking about general consensus, you know,
well,
those are the sequels where you go, oh yeah, that'll better. Somebody will think it's better than the first one.
Although I know we don't agree, a lot of people like Terminator 2 better than 1, don't they?
Yeah, and I think the first one's an absolute amazing film. Which is funny because there's quite a lot of parallels to Terminator in Deadpool 2.
Yeah, there is, yeah. I think as... done it again, and I forgot what I was going to say. You're going to get used to that.
I don't know what I thought of it.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it.
Good.
I think, for me, it's on par with the first one.
I can understand that.
I think you could probably just sit, watch both films and have a great time watching them.
Yeah, I think it's nice to be sat there thinking, you know, I could just easily watch the first one now and then the second one and just enjoy them both equally, yeah.
And I think sometimes as well when you watch a sequel, like you talk about, let's go back to, I don't know, this is like an old film, but RoboCop 2 does not feel the same as RoboCop 1. Deadpool 2 felt like a continuation of Deadpool 1 for me.
Yeah, so, I totally agree.
So we both liked it, so shall we get into some spoilers now?
Yeah. If you haven't seen it,
a bit
stop. I'm going to say one thing. I didn't know it was going to spoil Logan, though, and I hadn't seen Logan.
I kind of guessed...
And he ruined it, I was like, no!
I guessed the end of Logan, to be fair.
Yeah, I
Hugh Jackman was saying it was his last film, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Well, can I just give you 2 bits of trivia?
Go on, yeah, sure.
The Juggernaut was played by Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, really? I was trying to figure out what it was.
Yeah. Which the Juggernaut's a big... I didn't know Juggernaut was in the film, so I was pretty blown away.
Yeah, I liked that. I think that's a big character to give. Because Deadpool usually gets like the... Not quite as great.
And this is something you might have noticed, but did you notice who Vanisher was?
Yeah, Brad Pitt.
Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I thought that was stunning.
That was the best scene in the film for me. I was howling when they all jumped out the plane. And was that guy called...
Well, I at first thought, is there nobody there? Is that the joke? There's actually not this guy.
Was the guy called Peter or Phil or something?
He was brilliant. Loved him.
And he's not got any superpower. They just like him, don't they? They put him in the team. X-Force. And then they're dropping out, and then he's safe, isn't he? He's landed fine. So basically, Bedlam, he crashed into a bus. Bill Skarsgård character, he goes into a wood chipper.
Love Terry Crews as well. Great to see him in it.
What's not to love?
Massive fan of him.
Bill Skarsgård character was landed in the wood chipper and then spat his venom out at Paul. Is it Peter or Phil?
It's Peter, isn't it?
Is it Peter? Right, Peter. So. And then Domino, because she's got good luck, lands safely. And I just want to say she was my favourite character in the entire film.
Yeah, big character to bring in. Thought she was outstanding. I love that feature around her eye as well.
Yeah,
I think it looks really good. Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going to talk about people in it,
should we go through the cast and just say what about the characters? And...
Yeah.
Well, what do you think of Cable?
I can just tell you about all of them in one sentence. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Just all of them.
It was well cast, wasn't it?
Brilliantly cast. Absolutely, everyone was brilliant in it. I'm still shocked that you just said Juggernaut was Ryan Reynolds.
It's crazy.
I was trying to figure out what it was for ages.
The taxi driver, I absolutely love him.
Oh, God.
Dopinder. He's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, he's so good.
And he's got a taste of blood in this film, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's great.
So just going back to the start of the film, obviously it starts when he's with his missus, and then I kind of knew what was coming, and I didn't.
I was really shocked because I saw her in the trailer. I thought to myself, "Oh, she's actually in that." I thought they'd kill her off before.
Well, it starts off with him killing himself.
Yeah, but I thought, she ain't going to be in it. They're going to kill her off and do that all cliche.
I thought that was really cool. All that.
Oh yeah. And when I say cliche, I don't mean that's a bad thing. We do a lot.
And I love Marina Baccarin. I think she's fantastic. In fact,
really
she wants to play Catwoman, and I think she's perfect. Yeah. And she's already in Gotham, so she's already got a Batman connection.
Yeah, I really like it.
T.J. Miller was great again as Weasel. When he said the guy who runs the bar.
Oh no!
Silicon Valley. And he goes, "You think I'm going to tell you everything?" And then he tells him everything and stuff. That was absolutely brilliant.
Fantastic.
Josh Brolin's a lot shorter than I thought he was.
But I mean, what the training that guy at 50 years of age to do that training, that's a big thumbs up from me.
Definitely,
he looked in great shape.
I
thought the funniest thing was he was on the Graham Norton show talking about getting into shape, and then half his body's covered in metal. So you don't see it. The guy's
let's assume he had a green sock on.
Something like that.
Probably isn't part of his muscles.
But that looked. And then going back to when we were talking about Justice League, how bad Cyborg looked compared to how that looked amazing.
I mean, that was only a a small piece.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
It's
It's not quite the same,
yeah.
but I just mean, you know, we were talking about the CGI we didn't like on somebody, and that's just showed you how it can be done. It didn't even really look like CGI.
No. Some of the jokes were like, did you notice calling him Thanos?
Yeah, to be honest, there were some of them in the cinema and I missed it, and I can't wait to watch it again because I know there's jokes in there that I didn't hear.
His relationship with Colossus was hilarious, wasn't it? With all the
it's brilliant.
Bromance, basically.
They kind of had a bit of that in the first one, though, didn't they? So
yeah, they did, yeah. What did you think to the music in the film?
Fantastic. Everything. That bit where they're on about dubstep, and then dubstep track kicks in, you're like, oh, love it.
He said something, didn't he, about all kids Googling dubstep at end or something?
Yeah. What about when you were talking about Frozen and that song being right? I'm like, oh my god, they really like.
Yeah, it was a brilliant film. Like, what did you think to the Fire Fist, the kid?
It was really good, isn't it?
It was so funny,
Do you know what I was thinking after the fact that they didn't have a main bad guy, really? And that kid's sort of like the main bad guy, but I think sometimes the films can let themselves down with the bad guy.
Well, the headmaster was like, he wasn't in it much. He's a great actor. Brilliant actor.
Brilliant in Ray Donovan as well, loved him in that. I just thought it kind of twisted it from Cable being his enemy to the kid.
Because Cable wasn't really a bad guy. You kind of got why Cable was doing
it. No, it was a kid, really, wasn't it?
It was almost, I mean, this is it in the film, doesn't he? Why didn't you go back to when Hitler was a baby and kill Hitler? And it was basically, I think if you did that, the thing is that person is not that person at that point, so it's, you almost you're killing an innocent, aren't you?
Yeah.
But I loved that when because obviously Deadpool joins the X-Men after he. There's that joke as well, isn't there?
He's got his trainee.
It's like can't we get like a budget for like the real X-Men, and they're all in the background, aren't they? And they shut the door. That was clever.
That was brilliant.
And he's complaining about in Press Stretch's channel.
I really like that they do that, and I really appreciate the studio for letting them do them in jokes.
Yes, definitely.
Because I think there's a lot of studios. Maybe not now, but back in the day would have been. You're not doing that.
No.
But now they're just very tongue-in-cheek.
There were tons of jokes, weren't there? About
oh god,
when he goes, "Who are you?" He goes, "I'm Batman." Yeah, that was brilliant.
Yeah,
everyone would say that in that moment, wouldn't they? It's just one of the things.
Yeah.
And then obviously he was like, "You're really dark. You from the DC universe." And all that, Nothing's off limits with Deadpool. That's what I love.
No. Well, there were some jokes that were a bit like, I'm not even going to talk about them because I don't want to mention it on the podcast. But
the worst bit for me, not like in a bad way, but just like, was their baby legs.
Oh god,
freaky.
Yeah, it took that baby hand to a whole new level, didn't it? Yeah, it's just brilliant.
I think for me the best sequence in the film is from when the X-Force team jump out the plane when they're on that truck, and then when Juggernaut turns up. Yeah. That's the best. Apparently in one of the cells Omega Red's there, you know, the X-Men Omega Red.
I don't know.
I think in the comics he is a villain of Colossus. In fact, speaking of fights, Colossus versus the CGI fight, as Deadpool called it. That was super.
Good CGI fight, yeah, good CGI fight.
One of his teeth were missing as well, wasn't it?
I almost wanted it to be Vinnie Jones in some respects because he'd played him in the.
I almost thought it was because I thought it sounded.
Yeah, there was one point.
I wondered if he did that on purpose.
Yeah, I thought Ryan Reynolds might have done because he mentioned all times he's been in movies and everything. Yeah. So a lot of in jokes.
Was there anything you didn't like in the film?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. If I really had to nitpick, and I mean really, and this is very, very nitpicky, that bit where there was, I think he might have said CGI scene and the cars were all smashing, and she was showing how lucky Domino was.
Oh yeah, I love that scene.
That bit was a bit, the CGI was a bit...
See, I didn't know.
But again, I'm seriously, no complaints at all, just if I had to nitpick at anything, that would have been the one thing I pointed out. I probably shouldn't have mentioned it.
My radar for CGI must be not that, because I just don't seem to notice.
Well, the thing is,
some stuff, but
I'm saying it like it didn't take anything away from the film at all. I'm just saying it because, well, I don't know. I just felt like I had to say something. I probably didn't, to be honest.
Yeah.
But you know, I just thought if I really had to nitpick and you really drove me and said you've got to say one thing, you. See, I wouldn't even say I didn't like it because the film's so much fun that. It don't matter if the CGI is not very good, but it's like most of the CGI was. It was just that scene.
Yeah. I think if I had to pick anything, it would just be the. I don't like sad moments in films.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that before you even said it.
And I didn't like when she died. I knew she was going to die, but I didn't like it. Although we won't talk about it yet, but something happens, doesn't it, in the post credits?
Yeah.
We'll get to that later. I never liked sad, but at the same time, it makes him care for. This whole point of the story is so he cares for this kid, isn't it? So he cares for someone else.
The one reason I do think this movie needs sad moments is because for something to continually be funny, you've got to bring yourself back down.
You've got to balance,
and I think they did it twice in the movie, and I've got to be honest, at the end, I really struggled not to cry at the end.
Yeah.
It was really intense.
Well, that bit where he's
But they kept
dying,
throwing jokes in.
he's dying, and he goes, "Oh, not yet."
I'm not ready to go.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant. Basically, the longest, and even Cable's like, "Oh God, all the time," and he's getting annoyed about it.
Yeah, it was superb.
Yeah, I think I honestly cannot think of anything I really disliked, apart from obviously a personal thing where I hate sadness in films. But like you say, you need it sometimes.
I think this for me is nearly a perfect movie, and I'm not sure what you'd be able to do extra to get a perfect movie. I think at the end of the day, it sets out to be very funny and be tongue-in-cheek and to have great action in it. Everything that it's out to do, it achieved. So I don't know what else.
I liked
you
the
can
consistent Yukio joke as well. Hi, Yukio.
Oh yeah. She was really shocked. I didn't realise she was an X-Man.
Oh right, yeah.
But and she gets the chain out, and she's man, it's superb. That flicking it around and stuff. Yeah, brilliant. But yeah,
what about when Dopinder kills the headmaster with a car?
Yeah,
and he's like, woo, afterwards.
Yeah.
I just loved that. I would love.
You were like, he gets his moment at last.
Yeah, well, he was after blood all the way through it. Although I don't think Deadpool mentioned it killed that guy. He had in his trunk in first one or something. This is something
he did, didn't he? Yeah,
that scene where he's getting chased by
something. I'm just gonna write something down so I don't forget.
Where he's getting chased by the bad guys and he leaps through the car window. That bit was brilliant. But it's obviously all leading to the spin-off X-Force, which I assume the X-Force is going to be the team at the end, which we've got Deadpool, Colossus, Cable.
Yeah, it was interesting.
What else was there?
Interesting.
Domino.
Because I'm guessing they've got to do a third. It's been a big hit on it again, so...
What about when Firefist has got that pen up his bum? Has he got like 2 or 3 of them or something?
I don't know, but you just said, when he sat down, he's getting ready, and you heard the squelch, and I'm like, oh...
That bit when he keeps trying to start on that guy and he keeps getting knocked out, that bit's brilliant, isn't it?
If you aren't saying it, you need to go see this movie. It's just
this all will make sense when you see it as well, because we're not going in this sort of structure here, we're just going...
Obviously, if you're still watching and you haven't seen it, then I'd just stop it right now. Don't get any more spoilers.
Because we're going to go in. We'll go into. Have you got anything we want to do before we go into the credit scenes?
No. I honestly don't have a bad thing to say about it. It's all good, all positive, and you just keep bringing up stuff and it just keeps making me laugh because I remember it. Obviously, how good.
So
it was.
what? Remind me. I can't remember what the first credit scene was. It's when he gets him to fix the Cable's time machine thing.
Yes.
So and then he goes back and he saves his wife.
Yep, he does. Yeah.
She's not. Is she his wife or his girlfriend? I don't know if they're married.
I'm not sure.
Well, anyway, whoever she is, Marina Baccarin.
Did they get engaged in the first one?
I think they did. Yeah. Careless Whisper.
Oh, well, if I remember, I don't remember.
Anyway, so he saves her. The funniest. I'll get to the funniest one. He goes back to the first terrible Wolverine film and kills the other Deadpool.
Yeah, he does.
That was genius. Apparently, they had to have Hugh Jackman special permission to use that footage. And Hugh Jackman.
Oh, they will do. I forgot about the opening of the movie.
I'll go back
where he's on about where he's got the Logan little statue thing.
Yeah. Well, that's what ruined Logan, wasn't it? Yeah,
God.
Yeah.
Made me laugh.
Well, I kind of gathered that about Logan.
Do you know? I didn't actually click at that point when he said it. I just thought he would take it mick. Because they do.
Well, I think the thing is that when they're building a franchise, they expect you to have seen all the previous films, don't they?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And then obviously the funniest one for me is when he goes back and kills Ryan Reynolds, and Ryan Reynolds picks up the Green Lantern script. He's like, "This is your big break," and he kills him. And he goes, "You're welcome." Was that it? Was it just those 3?
Why take the mick out of that?
Oh, he saves Peter, doesn't he, as well?
Yeah, he does,
X-Force, go home.
Yeah.
That was genius. So I think he might come back in X-Force possibly.
What was the character? Was it Shatterbox or Shatter something?
Shatterstar.
Shatterstar, yeah. He
How did he die again?
He goes into something that just makes mincemeat out of him, doesn't he? And his head's on the windscreen or something.
Oh, God, I can't remember.
I've just seen it as well. How bad's that?
Oh well, I can't. I'd like to say that.
I know. He obviously is an alien, isn't he? Because he's just green blood everywhere.
Oh yeah, it's the propellers of the chopper, isn't it?
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, I knew he was on some sort of windscreen.
I was in absolute stitches on that. Apparently, well, I think they it's been assumed that he saves all of them.
That's what I gathered when he goes back into it.
Did you know Bill Skarsgård, who dies in the chopper, that's him who plays Pennywise in the new It film?
When you said his name, I thought it sounds familiar. Yeah.
But it's just so funny. But the Green Lantern bit, that was just a genius way it was a typical Deadpool joke because he made a joke about Green Lantern in the first.
I know one bit that my wife laughed a lot is when he signed that book in the orphanage and he signed it Ryan Reynolds.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
Did you know? My wife thought that was hilarious.
That
he signed it Ryan Reynolds.
Maybe it was on it for.
I just love that it takes everything from movies and just takes the mick out of it completely.
Yeah.
Breaks the fourth wall.
I think I like as well that you've only got Deadpool that's like this. If you had like a bunch of other movies, like copying it maybe dilute the formula a bit. But you basically had Deadpool, Deadpool 2, and they're very much those kind of films. There's not. I mean, you don't have films here when he turns around and he's calling. He's saying, "Oh, it smells like Patrick Stewart," and things like that. And that which funny. One, McAvoy or Stewart? Things like he actually says like the. I mean, yeah.
Like I say, I really appreciate the studio just letting him get on with it. And I just wanted to go back actually before the film. I was a little bit worried when the director went, and I think it sounds like him and Ryan Reynolds clashed in the ideas, but the film seemed to turn out great. So.
What did you think to the opening credits with the Celine Dion song?
Well, I didn't. When I saw the music video of the Celine Dion, I thought, I don't get it. How do you get a Celine Dion song? And then after seeing the film, I get how we can get every song.
It's very Bondy, wasn't it?
Yeah,
and he was on the gun, laying on his hand.
And did you read the credits as well? When can't believe they've killed her off and things like that. Just every joke they could tell.
And I think he's said something about somebody who doesn't want to share the spotlight.
Screen,
or something. Oh, and as well, what other film would have a fight scene to 9 to 5 by Dolly Parton?
Yeah.
When he kills all, he gets shot.
Say Roll Dolly or something.
That bit was. I just don't even know you do that.
I even laughed at the bit where he were doing he's like chopping the.
And he's getting shot. But he's still getting shot. That's by Cable, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh god, I'm buying this movie when
he goes to hug Deadpool and he's got is that a knife in my junk? And he's like, it is, because I didn't want to hug him.
Yeah, I'll be. Have you finished everything you want to talk about? Because I just thought of a question that I'd be interested.
Yeah, before you do, all I wanted to say was I just kept thinking of Terminator and I was waiting for the Terminator joke. And then I think there was only one, wasn't there? It was calling John Connor.
He calls him John Connor.
But I thought there'd have been way more jokes about it.
I was
surprised by that.
I didn't know if there was one more. No,
there might have been.
I can't remember. But anyway, they did. I suppose you don't need to reference it once day, you don't.
Yeah.
They seem to now to milk stuff to the point where it's still funny. But, you don't get bored of hearing it. So.
Are you wanting to ask me before we rate it?
No, well, you can rate it.
Well, I was just going to say, I mean, obviously, this can always change because this is a first impression rating, but I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I thought it was brilliant.
Yeah, and I'm going to totally agree with you, 9 out of 10.
That's why I gave the first one as well. So.
Yeah, I think I've only seen one movie this year better than it, and...
See, I don't know if I'd say it better. I'd probably just say this is great in its own right. I think because you're on about Infinity War, right?
Yeah, of course.
Infinity War was more epic.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I like stuff that's epic and feels.
But this was more. I think it was more fun.
Oh yeah.
Infinity War was still fun, but this was more fun. I mean, I've seen Black Panther this year. I've seen Infinity War and I've seen Deadpool 2, and I've enjoyed them all.
Yeah, I mean...
And I'd say Black Panther is the worst of those three, but I still loved it, so it's not like a bad film.
I know you've got some people, getting a bit like, oh god, comic book movies, and I think as long as they can stay fresh like this, they're just going to keep rolling. If you go back to Thor Ragnarok, that was completely different. Black Panther's a completely different kind of thing. Infinity War's different to Black Panther, isn't it? And they're both quite serious takes. I think that's where Deadpool slots in nicely into genre for me. There's not like it.
Yeah, totally agree.
There's nothing like it.
So what would you rate it?
9 out of 10, I said.
Did you? Sorry.
Yeah, I agreed with you. Yeah, I think it's a really good film. I'm not sure what it took to get a 10 out of 10. I don't really like rating things 10 out of 10 because I always think something will come out that you think's better. But
yeah,
I think it's definitely.
I will say this though, while we brought that up. If I gave, say, a Friday the 13th a 9 out of 10, I know it's not technically as good of a film as, say, like A Godfather or something.
I totally
like
agree with you.
But it's still in terms of what it's in. That bubble, that bubble, along with films like Halloween and Nightmare on Elm Street, I'd give it. So this, in the comic book bubble, for me, is a 9 out of 10.
It's a bit like, going back to, I give Black Panther, I think a 7.5, and I give Justice League an 8, but it was more that I felt Justice League was more fun for me to watch.
Yeah, you enjoyed it more.
So it's more about how much I enjoy something than where I think it's a better film, because The Godfather...
Yeah, exactly. If you were rating films on...
better than superhero films, but that don't mean I enjoy them more than superhero
If we're rating films on technical ability and stuff, the films would win that probably you probably could be
Oh
sat
yeah,
bored, couldn't you?
I think at some point we will go through our top 10s or top 5s, but I think we'll split it into our favourites and what we think is the best, because I think that's the best way to do it.
But it's like I always say, you can let's take a trilogy. Let's just say 1, 2, and 3. I'm not going to say what they are. I'm just going to say 1, 2, and 3. You might prefer 2, but you might know one's better, or vice versa. Yeah. So there's always that, isn't there? So. Yeah, so what was the question?
Just the question I thought of was, where do you think they can take the third one now?
Well, they're doing X-Force, aren't they, the team?
Oh, is that what they're doing?
Yeah, they're not doing Deadpool 3.
Right, I think that's a really good idea, because I was thinking when it ended, it'd be really cool if before it ended, you realise the X-Force team were walking off. I thought to myself, it'd be really cool if they took Deadpool out of this situation now and put him in some other film.
Well, he can't be an X-Man. I don't think he can be an X-Man.
Well, no, not when he especially shot that guy earlier on in film and that. Yeah. That absolutely stunned me when he did that. He just shot him and I'm like, oh my god, he just shot the guy.
He can't be an X-Man, but he can be X-Force, which is what.
Yeah,
it's something on the plane, doesn't he? It's all about we're better than we're diverse or something. We're not the men. We're the X-Force.
Yeah. I know. Wonder Woman Gal Gadot, she tweeted, didn't she, something about him doing that? She went, he stole my move or something.
Yeah, I think Black Panther does something similar, doesn't he? He do something like that as well.
Did he just do that when he jumps out the plane at the beginning?
I think there's something he does. Anyway,
sure, but
yeah.
But in terms of, I don't mean just taking it with an X-Force movie, what do you think they'll do in terms of
Well, my fear is you have... you've got Disney buying Fox. So I thought Disney going to want to do...
Sometimes though, when you buy a company, if something's already in the works, it might be part of the deal that it's got to go ahead.
It sounds like X-Force is, because I think even when the deal goes through, I think they've got 2 years or something to merge or something.
Well, I think the thing is with Deadpool is I always think, don't push it too far. He's got 2 movies, he does an X-Force movie. There's not really much further. I don't know. Let's be honest.
You're asking me about villains. I don't really know many villains.
What they've done with Marvel, they've just taken it to the stratosphere, haven't they? It's gone from being... I think if you'd have asked me Iron Man 1 if they would still be making movies now, I'd have gone, don't be daft.
No.
There's no way I'd have seen this coming, so you don't know. But
well, I think Deadpool 2 has basically said the X-Men naming... Because I think what happened is I think it got a bit stale, and I think Deadpool came in and freshened it back up.
I think you'll have to remember what they were. We had...
Well, you had First Class, didn't you?
Yeah, that's what I love.
Well, basically, X-Men 2 X-Men 2 was huge. X-Men 3 was... It actually did quite well at the box office, but it wasn't a great film. Wolverine, the first one, was awful. But then they kind of brought it back with First Class, and I think Days of Future Past, they did quite well. And then they did...
What was the last...
The Japanese Wolverine, which is my favourite Wolverine.
X-Men movie?
Before this. Age of Apocalypse. Which didn't do very well.
I thought with Age of Apocalypse it just didn't... I thought the original X-Men movies, they sort of stayed on the same level, where I thought First Class was brilliant. Sorry, not First Class. First Class is brilliant.
Class,
Days of Future Past I didn't think was as good as First Class.
I love Days of Future Past.
I know a lot of people really liked it as well. But I felt the third one kind of took a dip for me.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It needed... Especially when you've got someone like Apocalypse who's so powerful that it should have gone up that way. Like with Avengers Infinity War, they took Thanos just...
They're going to have to reboot Wolverine, aren't they, as well, because Hugh Jackman's done.
Yeah.
So for me, what if X-Force introduces the new Wolverine? Because you could imagine the jokes from Deadpool, couldn't you? You don't like Hugh Jackman or something. My other thought...
I was actually hoping if there was going to be another Deadpool movie that Hugh Jackman would just pop up for something.
Well, he said he'd do it if he could play Fat Wolverine. So.
Yeah. He's getting older.
Ryan Reynolds has tried and tried, but I think he's just that. I think Logan. I think he likes how he went out in Logan, and I think he thinks that's.
Yeah, leave it that. Kind of
thing. He played that part so many times. I don't think there's an actor who's played a superhero part more than Hugh Jackman's played Wolverine. To be honest, maybe Downey Jr.'s getting
not in movies, but Iron Man.
Yeah, he might be getting up there possibly. But Hugh Jackman was in every X-Men film until. He's even in this, technically, isn't he? He's actually not even in the first Deadpool, but he technically is, because he wears, like, the face of him, doesn't he? And so they kind of get away with it still. They still sort of do it. In fact, the one thing disappointed me about this film, I forgot to say, Stan Lee wasn't in it. Apparently it was just a picture on a billboard or something, which was a bit...
in the first one?
Yeah, he was in the strip club, wasn't he?
I get the feeling Stanley could be quite ill at the minute.
I think he is. Yeah. Well,
I think did his wife pass away? And
yeah, she did. Yeah.
I don't think he's quite. When you've seen pictures, he looks really frail and I hope he returns to health. But
definitely, and we like to see more cameos because his cameos are brilliant.
Oh yeah, they're always fantastic.
Yeah,
they're always
brilliant.
So like to see them continue. But
yeah.
But I think that wraps it up.
Yeah, that's going to wrap us up. So if you want to follow us on Twitter, we actually have a Twitter for the podcast, and it's MBP Movie Pod. That's at MBP Movie Pod. And we've got an email, marshallbrothersproductions@gmail.com. And if you want to follow our developments in our films, it's at Bross Marshall, which is BROSMARSHALL. Thanks very much.
Till next time.